Hi, in this video we'll talk about variables and data types. So what is a variable? You can think about a variable as a container, as a box that has a name. So I can name this box as, let's say, A, and this box can hold a value element. So you can think about a variable, you can visualize a variable as a box that has a name and can hold a value. So what is this box? So this box is nothing but the memory blocks. A is the label, nothing but a name to the memory block, and 10 is the value in the memory blocks. So that should be a simple understanding about what is a variable. Hence we can say variable is a name given to a memory and can hold a value. So let's see how we can use a variable in a program. So let's take a very simple example where we want to write a simple program that will just say add two numbers, as simple as that. So I need to store two numbers. So I need two variables. So let's say we have a variable by name A. So I'll have a box with value 10 name A. So in a program, what I'll do is I'll write something like this. I'll write int A equal to 10. It simply means what? I'm declaring a variable A and I'm initializing the value as 10. Int is a type. So type basically is going to tell what type of data can this box hold. Likewise, I would like one more variable called as B. So I'll have one more variable B with the initial value 20 of type integer. Next thing what I'd like to do is I'd like to perform the addition of these two variables and store the result in a third variable. So I'll write a program statement something like this. So I'll have a program statement which says int sum. I'm declaring one more variable by name sum, and I've written an expression called as a plus b, which will perform the addition of two variable values and store the result in sum. So let me show you a program in Visual Studio where we add two numbers. It's a simple program, so let's start. So our program is ready. So let me build the code. So I'll right click it, build it. So there are no errors. So we'll execute the program, but we'll debug it line by line to understand what happens on each line. So I'll put a breakpoint on main and we'll click the play button. It will start the execution from main. And if you want to debug the program in Visual Studio, you have got F9 to put the breakpoint, F10 to execute program step by step, and F11 if you want to jump into a function. So we'll press F10. So in my case, here I have got buttons that presents F11, F10. So step over we have for F10. So I'll just click on F10. So it goes on the next line, you can see. Now the arrow says that that will be the next line to be executed. So when I click on the button again, so I can see the value of A is now 10. Again, if I go to next step, I can see the value of B is 20. And again, if I step, I can see the value of sum is 30. And again, if I step, the value is printed. If I want to see the console value, I'll press Alt Tab. and we can see the console with the value 30 printed. So I'll just close the console and complete the program. So let us understand data type in C language. Since we wrote a program, we also wrote a program statement int a equal to 10, where int was a data type. It was telling what type of a variable we are declaring. So in C programming, data types are classified into two, something called as primary types and derived types. Primary types are integer, character, float, double, void. Void can also have a different category, but for the simplicity's sake, I'm putting void in a primary type category. And we also have derived types as arrays, pointers, structures, unions, enums. Now let's go a bit more in detail and understand the variable declaration. Like we have declared variables in our program. So it's a syntax that we need to follow. We need to specify the data type and the variable name. That's one way of doing it. And the other way is you have to specify data type, variable name with some initial value. So here is an example. When you write int a equal to 10, basically you are saying that int is a type and 10 is a value and a is the name of a variable. Likewise, I can also declare a float variable. I can also declare a character variable. And I can visualize at int a equal to 10 as a box with value 10. For float, I can visualize again a box with value 3.4. F is float. The name of the block box is length. And we can also think of character variable with value x. So let's understand how values are stored. So if I write int a equal to 10, one way of understanding is, you have a box value 10 and the name of the box is a, but the values are converted into binary format and stored. So the 10 is a decimal format and this decimal will be converted to binary and it will look something like this. So binary of 10 is 1010. So that's an internal format how data is stored. And this 4 bytes of memory can be seen something like this. The byte, we have byte 0, byte 1, byte 2, and byte 3. So we have total 4 bytes. And likewise, we have different types, and different types define different sizes in number of bytes. So again, if I go one step ahead to understand how these bytes will be stored in memory, so you can think of this 4 bytes, byte 0, byte 1, byte 2, 3, and 3. This will be stored in some order in memory. Now there are different ways of storing it. The byte 0 should go first in the memory or byte 3 should be first in the memory. That completely depends on the Indianness of storage. So let me write one more program wherein we will see for different types how many bytes are allocated. So we have the program ready. So let me quickly add /n. Now we have two projects in a solution. I'll right click our project now and set it as startup project. And we'll again execute this code and see the output. So I'll run. We have a breakpoint on main. Again, we'll execute step by step to understand each line. And if we see the output here, what we have is int 4, int size 4 bytes, character 1 byte, float 4 byte, and double 8 bytes. So let's summarize what we learned. We saw what is a variable. Next, we saw how we can declare a variable in a program. And third, we saw data types in C programming. So I hope you're understanding the topics. Give me your thoughts in the comment, and thank you very much for watching.